I better stop knocking.
I mean, when you talk to people about religion lately and you ask them simple questions, do they give you answers? Oh my God.
All right, Daf Yudal Amud Aleph. Sorry, Daf Yudal Amud Beis. Daf Yudal Amud Beis on top. Second line from the top. Daf Yudal Amud Beis, second line. A bunch of stories. Today we're going to do a bunch of stories over here. Let's make it a little bit more. Now it's official. Tana Rabbanan. So to learn. Maisa ben Yochanan ben Zakkai, a story of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai was one of the last Tanoim. Sorry, it wasn't the last Tanoim. It was one of the last Tanoim during the Zman of the second Beis Hamikdash. He was, I believe with him was the story about Yavne v'Chachomea, I believe. That he asked the emperor. I believe so. I might be wrong.
To spur the
Yavne.
Was he who asked him to be something?
Yeah, I think it was Yochanan ben Zakkai. Yochanan ben Zakkai was the one that had a nephew that was in the Siklikin or whatever the thing is called. So Yochanan ben Zakkai, he was riding on his donkey. Yeah, and he was riding on his donkey, and the Algoa Sabach says, he walked out of Yerushalayim. And he was traveling. Either was riding a donkey behind him or was guiding a donkey behind him where to go. Mechama can be both things. So what happened was, Omaloi. He had a little Torah. He ran after Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai to learn Torah. Omaloi. So the Belazar ben Aloch turned to Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai and it says, Rebbe, my teacher, Shneli Pelek Echad Maaseh Merkava. Please teach me one Pelek, one chapter of Maaseh Merkava. Hashem is what the heavenly angels, the vision of Yecheskel. So I turned to him and said, Amaloi, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai turned to Rabbi Elazar ben Aloch and said, B'ni, my son, Loikach shanis lachem, did I not teach, did we not learn this already? V'loi b'merkava b'yachid, that he cannot teach a merkava to a single person, Elohim ken haya chacham mevi v'daita, unless he was a chacham and he was a mevi v'daita.
It's one heck of a way to tell somebody.
To someone that you're not worthy. And he also say this halacha that you can only teach someone that is when if it's a chacham mevi v'daita was written in the Mishnah. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai was the ages before the Mishnah. So here's another proof. They say that the Mishnayos were around all these years. They all learned it by heart. Rabbi Chassid took the Mishnayos and wrote them down, but they all knew these Mishnayos. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai told the Belazar, I'm sorry. You can only teach someone that is a chacham, is a wise man, or maybe medayit in a stance by himself, and you are not there. Omaloi, so Belazar ben Ach told Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, tells him, Rebbe, Tasheni loima, allow me to speak lefanecha, to speak in front of you. What should I speak? Dava echad shel, one of the things that you taught me in my Merkava. Omaloi, he said, fine. Emoy, say, miyad yalad, right away he went off his donkey. Miyad yalad Yochanan ben Zakkai mi'al chamoy, went off his donkey, even his atif, and he wrapped himself in a talis. Yoshev al Evan, and sat down on a stone, on a rock, tachas azayis, under the zayis, under the olive branch, olive tree. Okay, and then before he even started talking, he said, why did you go down from the donkey? So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai told him, is it possible for you to speak of Maaseh Merkava? V'shchina imanu, and the Shechina is with us because we're talking about Maaseh Merkava. Umalach hashas, Malavin his son, Malach hashas are walking with us. Vani elkaf ala chamoy, and I should ride on the donkey. So then Rabbi Elazar ben Ach started talking about Maaseh Merkava. Before we even go further, there's a big question here. We'll do a bunch of malshas today inside. There's a big question over here. The story was that Rabbi Elazar ben Ach asked his teacher, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, teach me something in Maaseh Merkava. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai told him in a very nice way, you're not there yet. You're not smart enough. You cannot understand Davar mitachdav. You're not in a place yet, in a level yet that I can teach you Maaseh Merkava. So Belazar ben Ach turns around to Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai and tells him, allow me to say something that he taught me in Maaseh Merkava. So which basically means that at a certain point in Belazar ben Ach's life, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai did teach him Maaseh Merkava. What happened here? What exactly happened here? So, we have here a Marsha. First Marsha in Chidusha Agodas Marsha. The first Marsha says like this. So the first Marsha reads
The first
Marsha of the staff. Daf Dalet Amud Beis. In the Marsha. The first Marsha. There's a bunch of Marshas. We're probably going to read a few of them.
Next page.
And in the Marsha in the back says this. Didn't I teach you that you cannot teach Mekava to a single person unless he is smart? Okay, that's what it means when speaking to someone, one person. Here comes the Mashah asks a question. Told the you're not worthy of being taught Ma'aseh Melakava. You're not smart enough. So if that's the case, because he's not a Chacham and understanding by himself, Im Kain, Heyach kval limet av Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, k'mo she'omar Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch, ta'asheni loim lefnecha, dov ha'echesh le'maratoni. How was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai able to teach Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch in the past? As we see, Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch said, allow me to say something that you taught me. If you say you can't teach me, how did you teach me in the past? What happened? What happened from the past that Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai taught Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch Ma'aseh Melakava to now where it says I can't teach you? Mashar is going to bring two answers. One answer is a nice answer. It fits with what it says in different places in the Gemara. And the other answer makes more sense, and it says the Mashal Taka says makes more sense. And as we see further in the Gemara, that the second shot makes more sense. So Mashal answers two answers. Number one, V'yesh Shloima. There's a story in Shabbos. The Gemara in Shabbos says, it mentions between the things it says, there's a certain city that has water, that if you drink that water, you forget everything you learned. There's another city that if you drink the wine, you forget everything you learned. So it says that wine and the water is very appealing. And the Gemara says a story that Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch went to that city, either city or both cities, and he drank the wine. It was too appealing to him, so he drank the wine and drank the water, and he forgot everything he learned. The Gemara over there says that later on he came in the shul, and he started reading the pasuk Chodesh Hazeh Lochem. And instead he said, "Hacheresh hoyo libam," my heart's deaf, or So that Talmid Chacham davened, and he regained his learning. So the Mashal is going to give the first answer. It says, "Shloima da Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch shachach Talmud havu." We're holding Mashal in the back. The Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch forgot his Talmud. Why? Al the chamla de Plugisa, because he drank the wine of Plugisa, or Mai did Yumsis, and water from the city of Yumsis. Like it says in Perek Chavis in Gemara and Shabbos. And he got back his learning, like his friends davened for him, and his learning returned to him. And now it's like this: before he forgot his learning, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai felt he was worthy to be taught Ma'aseh Melakava. Why? He was someone that can understand. And now, after he forgot what he learned, after he forgot what he learned, he saw Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai said, "No, you're not smart enough now. At this point, I don't know if you're in that level." So Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch showed him, "Look, I know what I know what you taught me back then, and I know what's going on here." Another answer. Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch's teacher was not Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, but he told him as a nice, he's speaking to a great person. You call him Rebbe, you call him teacher. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai did not believe that Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch was worthy of being taught Ma'aseh Melakava. So Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch told him, "I will show you that I am worthy. The stuff that I know you never taught me. And I'm showing you that I'm worthy." That's the second answer and the Mashal says V'nichat Fei, and that's a better answer. Okay, so go back and think about it. So here we have the story. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai was going to the Chamoil, and Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch asked him, "Please teach me something Ma'aseh Melakava." He said, "No, you're not worthy." So he said, Rabbi Elazar ben Aruch said, "Can I say something that I was taught?" He said, "Okay." And right away, before he even started, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai went off his donkey. He sat down on a rock. He wrapped himself up in a talis. He sat on a rock that was under an olive grove, olive tree, bush, whatever, and he started talking. And he asked him, "Why are you going down?" He says, "Because the malachim and the Shechina is coming, is walking with us. They are with us, so therefore I have to get up. It's not befit that I should sit on a donkey while the Shechina is here with us." Okay, Miyat Pasach Rabbi Elazar ben Adach Ma'aseh Makava. Rabbi Elazar ben Adach started talking about Ma'aseh Makava. Then within the thin lines, the narrow lines. V'dalash v'yoda ish min Shemayim, and he started dashing about the Ma'aseh Makava, and a fire came down from Shemayim, v'sivava or v'sichacha, and it surrounded kol ha'ilana shabasada, all the trees in the field, where it looked like a fire. Paschu kulan, all the trees started, and they opened up their mouths and said, v'amul shira, and said shira. Ma shira, what kind of shira did they say? What kind of praises did it praise Hashem? Hallelujah to Hashem in the others, taninim v'chol tahoimis. They said this mizmatilim, that everyone is praised, that Eibusha should be praised from the earth, from the trees that are around here. Taninim even to the depths, v'chol tahoimis even to the depths. 8 spri, trees of fruit, v'chol arazim, and all cedar trees, so trees that do not give fruit. Hallelujah. Then Nana Malach Mino Eish, another Malach spoke up from the fire that came down from Shemayim. V'omad, and he said, Hein Ma'aseh Makava. This is the Ma'aseh Makava that we taught until now, that a single person is not supposed to learn it unless he understands. But this is it. So as soon as Abicham and Zaka heard that, Omad Abicham and Zaka stood up, V'noshka Aloisha, and he kissed Rabbi Elazar ben Adach on his head. V'omad, and he said, Baruch Hashem Elokei Yisrael, blessed is the Eibishter, the Yidden, Shenosan ben Lavom Avinu, that they gave a son to Avram. Sheyedeya, he knows lahavin, to understand, v'lachko, to investigate, v'lidloish b'Ma'aseh Makava, he knows his way around Ma'aseh Makava. Why Avdafka Avram Avinu not Yitzchak and Yaakov? Because Avram Avinu himself also was a guy that went searching for Hashem, and he is a guy that pushed search for Hashem, and he was able to investigate and go deep in Ma'aseh Makava. And Abicham Zak continued and said, there's some people that darshan very nicely, but they're not doing what they are saying. Some people attack and have good deeds, but their explanation when they talk is not as proficient as nice. But it says, the fact that he not only the stuff, but it so well, and he showed. Now that we saw that the malachim came down and the fire came down, so we know that it inside and outside. Ashrech Avram Avinu, blessed is Avram Avinu, praises Avram Avinu, she'elazar ben Anoch yotzim mechalatzecha, the Elazar ben Anoch came out from your offspring. Okay, that was the story. When the story was repeated in front of Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Yeshua would also walk around. They were all friends that they were all, I guess, in the same time frame. Amnu, and they said, Af on Ma'aseh Makava. Let us also speak about Ma'aseh Makava. Once they heard the story about the Malachim came down and everything, let's speak about Ma'aseh Makava as well. We also know, and they were talking to each other, so it's only two people, like the halacha says, that you can only talk to one another. Pasach Yeshua started dashing. Ve'oisa hayoim, and that day was a hot day. Tkufas Tammuz hoye. It was a very hot day of Tammuz. Niskashu Shemayim ba'oven, the heavens started gathering the clouds. V'nir kemin keshes, like a rainbow was seen. Be'anan, in the clouds. Obviously, seeing a rainbow in the clouds is usually not a good siman. That's why the Gemara says kemin keshes, like a rainbow, and not a rainbow itself. A rainbow itself says b'mabel, it's a bad sign. Kemin keshes, it talks about the keshes, the rainbow that Yecheskel and Avi saw in his vision when they saw the Merkava, that speaks also that has a certain type of rainbow, which was some Kedusha, a holy rainbow. So they saw some kind of rainbow appeared, like a rainbow. The Malachim would gather and came to listen. Like people that would come and see and watch the simcha of a chasna v'kala and all the dancing and everything that goes on. So that's the first story was with Rabbi Yechim and Zaka and Rabbi Elazar ben Adach, and the second story was with Rabbi Yeshua and Rabbi Yossi. So Rabbi Yossi saw all that. He was with Rabbi Yeshua. Halach Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi went. Hakoyen. And he retold the stories, what he saw, what happened in front of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai turned to him and said, "Va'amar, Ashreichem, blessed be you. You should be blessed. Va'ashrei ladchem, and blessed are your mothers. Ashrei einai shekachu, blessed are my eyes that saw that." And he continued and said, "Va'afani," or someone says he take over the word "va'af." I was in a dream. I saw myself and I saw you and Rabbi Yeshua in a dream. Va'ani va'atem b'chaloim in a dream. Mesubim oyinu al Hasina. We were sitting on Har Sinai. V'nosna aleinu baskol m'shamayim, and we heard a heavenly voice. And what did the voice say? Alulakan, come up to here, come up. Teraklin gedoylin. There's a big hall. Umatzoyes noise, or a big palace. Umatzoyes noise, nice couches. Mutzaz lachem is prepared for you. Atem for you, utalmidechem, for your students, v'talmid talmidechem, and for your students. Muzmanim, you are welcomed and you're invited. Lekas shlishis, to the third group. What's the kas shlishis? So it says a pasuk. It's also just brought down in the Mashah. I'll just quickly read it. It says a pasuk, Soiva semoches esponecha. And they read it, Sheva, 7 groups are in front of the Eibusher and they're happy with the vision of the Eibusher. Sheva semoches esponecha. So there's 7 groups of people that sit in front of the Eibusher. And the groups are basically by levels. There are some that are sitting in front of the Eibusher. That's Kat L'Shoina. Kat Shniya, the second group, is a little bit further, and they bring psukim. Where's the document I sent you? And they bring, it's a Google Doc. And they bring psukim. The third kat, it says that they sit on the Har Habayis, almost there, they sit there. See, it's all the way at the bottom. You're supposed to print it out, I forgot.
I don't see it.
Did I send them in the Raven? And this message says like this. The first group sits in front of the king himself. And it sees the king, and I guess the pnimius. Like it says in Tehillim, Yeshivu Ishadim, the righteous sit as Panech in front of the Eibusher's king. The second group, it says Ashrei Shebesecho, they sit in the house. They don't sit in front of the king, they sit in his house. V'ashlishi is the third group, it says Miyale B'Had Hashem, who is worthy to go up the mountain. And the fourth one, and the fifth one, and the sixth one, and etc., and the seventh one. But the third one, it says, who is worthy going up the mountain. So that's a medrash in Tehillim. So here as well, you see, in his dream, they were sitting on a Har Sinai, on the mountain. And what did the Baskal tell them? What did heaven voice tell them? Come up. So, Miyale B'Had Hashem, who is worthy to come up? You. Come up. So that's why Kash Shlishis, and other people say the Kash Shlishis is a different categorization. Kash Shlishis means that all of them together. But in any case, this is the dream that he saw. He saw that Rabbi Elazar ben Enoch was a tzaddik, Rabbi Yeshua was a tzaddik, Rabbi Yossi HaKohen was a tzaddik. They all are worthy to go up into being in front of the Eibusher. The Gemara is going to ask a question on a story. Usually we know there's no kasha on a mice, so you can't ask a question on a story. But here he says a simple thing. We said that Rabbi Elazar ben Enoch was one of the people that sat and darshan the Ma'aseh Makav. He spoke about Ma'aseh Makav, he spoke about the godliness. The Gemara is going to ask a question. We see in a different place that it says that only 3 people are the ones that spoke about Ma'aseh Makav, and it doesn't mention Rabbi Elazar ben Enoch. Fight the Gemara kasha. Eini, in the middle of the wider lines. Eini. V'atanya, we learned the B'laisa, Rabbi Yosef Yehuda here Shalish Hatzah is saying there are 3 people that presented about Ma'aseh Makav. Rabbi Yeshua Hirtzat Dvar Lefnei Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yeshua said things in front of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Akiva Hirtzat Lefnei Rabbi Yeshua. Rabbi Akiva in turn spoke in front of Rabbi Yeshua. And Hanani ben Chachinai Hirtzat Lefnei Rabbi Akiva. He spoke in front of Rabbi Akiva about Ma'aseh Makav. Ve'ilu Rabbi Elazar ben Enoch like a chashiv. He doesn't mention Rabbi Elazar ben Enoch. And if Rabbi Elazar ben Enoch was such a big Talmid Chacham that he was able to sit and speak about Ma'aseh Makav, why is he not mentioned between? Why doesn't it say 4 people? And for the Gemara, Atzi means presenting, speaking. And for the Gemara, the arzi ve'arzu kamei, people that spoke to others, and the same person who was also spoken to, meaning people that presented about Maseches and people and they were presented to about Maseches. For example, you have Rabbi Yeshua that spoke to Rabbi Yechim and Zakkai.
Yeshua said to Rabbi Yisrael.
Right, but in this story it's Rabbi Yechim and Zakkai, and Rabbi Akiva presented Maseches to Rabbi Yeshua. So Rabbi Yeshua was someone that spoke to someone, and he was spoken to. Rabbi Akiva also, he spoke to Rabbi Yeshua, and the Chaninim and Chachinai spoke to him. So those people are mentioned. The Alzi, the people that spoke, the Alzu Kamein, the people, they were spoken to, Kachoshev, those he mentioned. The Alzi, the people that just spoke about Ma'aseh Makova, like Abaz ben Adoch, we don't see anywhere that someone went over to Abaz ben Adoch and spoke to him about Ma'aseh Makova, like Kachoshev, that's not mentioned. Just a clarification question. Hold on a second. It doesn't say that anyone spoke any Ma'aseh Makova stuff in front of him. So he's also in the category of he had spoken about Ma'aseh Makova, but not that he was spoken to about Ma'aseh Makova. So why is he mentioned? So Rabbi Yochanan was not part of it. Rabbi Yochanan was not part of it. The three is Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Akiva, two Rabbi Yeshua, and the Chaninim and Chachinai only speak about, you mentioned Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Akiva, and the Chaninim and Chachinai.
The people are saying it.
Yeah. So for the Gemara, no one spoke in front of him. Is mentioned, and for the Gemara, the Arzi mi kamei man the Arzi. He spoke in front of someone who spoke. Eliezer ben Chachinai, when he spoke to Rabbi Yochanan, we don't see that Rabbi Yochanan spoke to someone else. But Chaninim and Chachinai, when he spoke to Rabbi Akiva, we know that Rabbi Akiva spoke to someone else. So therefore, he's also mentioned for two reasons. Number one, that he had someone else that he did continue on, and number two, in order for us to know that Rabbi Akiva was spoken to, we need to mention Rabbi Chaninim and Chachinai. So in any case, that's why Rabbi Elazar ben Ach is not mentioned. But in truth, yes, Rabbi Elazar ben Ach did speak about Ma'aseh Makova, and there are probably many others that spoke about Ma'aseh Makova, but they're not mentioned. That's the Gemara till now. Now we're going to start a whole new Gemara. It's a really beautiful Gemara. It's one of the most famous stories in Shas. Paradise. 4 people that entered the paradise. 4 people that entered the orchard. Zayt Gemara. Tana Abanu. The Gemara is going to talk about it at length, and we're going to try to move through it slowly with meforshim to try to understand what happened.
Is this the only place it's mentioned Gemara? Because I have a feeling
it may have been mentioned other places. I don't know, but I think this is where it talks about it, because this is the place where it speaks about Ma'aseh Makova, and this is the place where it speaks about the paradise. Tana Abanim. The Abanim learn. Abanim the paradise. 4 people entered the paradise, an orchard. Paradise goes and obviously have a high madregas, high levels. Who are they? Ve'elin ben Azai ben Zayma, the son of Azai and son of Zayma. Their names were Shimon ben Azai and Shimon ben Zayma. Achen, Elisha ben Avuyan, was called Achen. The Gemara is going to say why. Was he called Achen? Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Akiva, these 4 entered the paradise. Amalam Rabbi Akiva, before they entered, Rabbi Akiva told them, warned them, Kashetam megim etzel avnei shayish tora. When you reach a place where it looks like there's beautiful, clear, pure marble, and it looks to you like water, al toimlo, don't say mayim, there's water, we cannot cross, we cannot go continue, because that's a fake vision. And if you say that, you show that there's a vision that is fake, and the Eibusha does not like that. Mishum shenem, because it says in Pasuk, Doiva shkadim leyikan legadena. Whoever speaks lies, falsehoods, cannot stand in front of the Eibusha. And therefore, because you, in your eyes, you thought it was water, it shows that you're not ready. And the meforshim say, why? What does that mean? Because if you can go up there, Lamaila, and you see a vision that is not real, is a simon that you have a connection, maybe b'shtalshalos, you have a connection to Chet HaEgel. Chet HaEgel was the first time when the Yidden said that there is something other than the Eibishter. In that, if that's the case, then you basically are saying there's something other than the Eibishter, because it's not a true vision. So therefore, you're gonna be out. You're not gonna be able to continue going. Now, What?
That's a good question. How did he know what was going to happen? Before? He's probably been in there before or not?
Okay, that's a possibility. Says Tosfos, Nichnas ul Pardes. How did they enter the Pardes? Rashi says as well. But Rashi says that he went up to Shemayim, to the Kia, into the heavens. It doesn't say where in the heavens. Al Dei Shem, they pronounce the name of the Eibush and they ended up in heaven. And where in heaven? Somewhere in heaven. But the Rashi says they ended up going, the Poshet had Aliyahs and Hashem al Ma'ala. The Poshet went up there. Tosfos says, he got Al Dei Shem, they went up with a name. But they didn't really go up there. They had a vision. They had a vision about what's it called. They had a vision. It says in the meforshim that until this was only this ability to say a name and to go up Lamaila was only when the Beis Hamikdash was standing, as we'll see in the Ben Chananel. I know I have to figure out how the Ben Chananel works in every Gemara. It's different. Ben Chananel starts Ton Rabban Abba Nichnas Lapades. The Ben Chananel Abba Nichnas Lapades. Yeah. The wide lines it says, or the wide lines I guess. A few lines. So what is the Pades? The Ben Chananel says Ben Chananel.
Where's yours? Yours
is on top there. Yeah, pretty much in the middle there, right? A little lower, drop lower. Right there somewhere. Go up. Episode. Yeah, so go a couple lines later, it says Pirush. The first one basically repeats itself that what they saw, that they said if they see water, don't scream. Pirush. Kinu lepades me'en Gan Eden. They call Pades just like a Gan Eden. Same way we call Gan Eden a Gan, a garden. It's not really a garden, there's no trees and apples. Pades is also an orchard, but it's not really an orchard, beautiful rose bushes or something. Where is this place? Rashi says B'Lakia, somewhere in the heavens. And Ben Chananel says it's in Adavis. We had the Gemara a couple pages ago, the different levels of Shemayim, and Adavis is the highest level. Says this is where this Pades was in Adavis. Shana Shamay shall tzadikim tzuas boy. The neshamas of tzadikim are over there, abound over there. Meforash be'echoles. The Tanoim, it says that Tanoim regularly, not regularly, but the Tanoim had this ability to go up to Shemayim. And in order to, I don't know if to document the trip or to write how you do it, because the Sfarim don't exist anymore today, they're called Heichol Azuti and Heichol Adabasi. There are Sfarim about the Tanoim road. And in this Heicholos, or Mefush Beicholos, or it's possible it's talking about the Rizal. The Rizal also has a shot of Choles. Shoya Chacham Hu'uim Lemida Zud Chacham that are worthy to this midah, to this ability to reach such high levels. Mispalalim, they would daven umenakim matzim, to cleanse himself mikol dava tumah, from any impure thing. Vetzomim, they would fast umetablin, and they go to mikvah umetalin, and they would purify themselves. Voimishtamshim b'shemus, and they would use names of the Eibishter. Vetzoifin be'echoles, and they were able to view, to see these halls, these hecholes of the Alamayla. V'doim, and they would see heyach mishmoris, amalachim, amadim, the malachim are doing their job. Ve'echa hechalach lehechal v'fnim hechal, and the different rooms that they see, room inside a room, he'd be able to see all that. Now, Rabbi told them, if you're coming and you want to try to understand with your heart, and reach a place that it looks like that is really a place made of pure marble, don't say water. There's no water there. It's like a vision that you see. And the head off, and whoever says water gets pushed out. Because he's found that he's lying. Okay, says Rabbi Chanan, the Beloshan Zemefush Becholos Rabasi. That's what's written in the Cholos Rabasi. Ipnei sheshoyme hechal Pesach sheyesh shayish matilim mashlichim elef alfei gal mayim. The guards of these doors of the Avnei Pesach, they throw buckets of water, but it's not real. But there's no real water. And basically you tell them, if you see such a vision, which means you're not worthy. Omar Rabbi Akiva told them, it looks like there's a lot of water, there's a lot of waves, but it's not even one drop. Ela avir ziv avneshai shtor. It's the vision of the shine of the pure marbles. Shenkluas ba'echot shaziv pneim doim l'mayim. The face of these doors of these marbles look like water. Ve'oimim hamayim. Whoever says it's water, hello, this is water. Ma'ativim. What happens to them net if they get pushed away? That's what basically he's saying. The Rizal later on wrote that nowadays that we cannot completely purify ourselves because we don't have a kalb, we don't have the paladuma, we don't have mizbeach. Therefore, it stopped. But apparently, Rabbi Akiva says when he reached that level, he shouldn't say my mind. It is possible that Rabbi Akiva went in the past and he saw it and he came down and he went again. So, but Rabbi Akiva basically told him when you get to these rocks, the pure marble stones don't say water because you're going to be kicked out. What happened? What? Today we have what's it called? Ayahuasca. Today we have ayahuasca. No, this is a different way. But Zag the Gemara. The Gemara says weiter. What happened over there? So where 4 people went in: Rabbi Akiva, Ben Azai, Ben Zoyma, and Achan. Ben Azai hits it. He looked. V'meis and he died. All of Akosavayim, the passage says, Yaka bein Hashem. He is Yakal. He is he is precious in the eyes of Hashem. Hamavzal Chasidov, someone that dies because it's Chasidov, because he's a Chassid. So basically, Ben Azai, when he died, it wasn't a death as a punishment. His death was because he connected himself with the Eibush to such a level that he pushed it close to nefesh. He stayed up there. There's a Zoya that I wanted to print out. We're gonna have to do it next time. The Zoya that speaks about this, and it shows how yes, it was he really reached a certain level, and he connected to the Eibush in such a level that he stayed there. He couldn't go back down. The д.ב-т speaks a lot of times in Sichas about the level of Ben Azai that he was lotzi without shuv. He always went, he never came back down. His idea was lotzi. In Pirkei Avos it says mitzvah. His Indian was running. So when he came to this time that he was able to go to Milo and he saw the true ahava of the Eibishter and he connected himself to it fully. He went there, connected himself, and refused to go down, and amazed, and he died. And that's why the pasuk says that it's precious. His death wasn't a punishment. He was a precious. He killed himself on his being a chassid. He wanted to be connected to the Eibishter. So that's Ben Azai. Ben Zoyma. What did Ben Zoyma do? Heitzitz. He looked, but he wasn't at the same level of Ben Azai. He didn't realize that how worthy it is to be connected to the Eibishter. So he saw, but because he saw a vision that he was not supposed to be, not in that level, and he came back down. V'nivga. He became crazy. He became crazy. He was not able to handle it. V'nivga. He had a pega. He got hurt. And not only did he get hurt, he lost whatever the abilities he had before. It was a tzad, it was Talmud Chacham, whatever he had before, he lost everything. That's why the pasuk says, "Dvash matzaso." If you find honey, achol dayecha, only eat as much as you can handle. Why? Pendis bo'eno. If you eat too much, and you will throw up everything. So the same thing. Also, you tried to see something, you try to see more than you can handle. Not only did you lose this, but you also you vomited everything you had. Acher, what did Acher do? The Gemara is going to talk in the next page in detail what happened exactly. But Acher says kitzes benatias. Just like we said, we went into a paradise and orchard. Acher went kitzes benatias. He started chopping down the saplings. Rabbi Akiva yatsa b'shalom. Rabbi Akiva went inside and walked outside b'shalom in one piece. So before the Gemara starts delving into exactly what's Tanakh, he's going to tell you who has been Zoyma, who has been Azai and been Zoyma. Who are these people?
Don't we normally say for Rabbi Akiva?
Sorry?
Nichnas b'shalom, yatsa b'shalom.
It says Nichnas b'shalom.
So where's that first part?
So it's not written here. I believe it's written there in Shalmi. But the nusach that we know, it says Nichnas b'shalom. Yes. And the Gemara is going to mention it really. He's going to mention it soon. Oh, the Mashal says also this thing. The Mashal says, Ben Azai Tzmez, Mitoich Shedovka Nafshe Bahava Daba, he connected himself with a great love to the Eivishter. He saw it, and his body separated itself from the Neshama separated itself from the Guf, and he saw that this is a good place to be, and that's decided to stay there. And the Mashal adds that that Rashi says, Hitzitz. What does Rashi say? Hitzitz l'tzad hashchina. He looked at the Shechina itself, and he saw, and there was a certain hava that was burning in him, and he stayed. Mashal says it's not possible, because if you say that he looked at the Shechina, that means Ben Azai and Ben Zoyma were greater than Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was told that you can't look at my face. Upon with this you can only see the back. And it says, no one can see me and stay alive. And here we see Ben Azai and Zoyma. Ben Azai Taka died, but then he would say that he actually saw something Moshe Rabbeinu didn't see. That means he was greater than Moshe Rabbeinu in a way.
He didn't have a chance to say anything because he died straight away.
I understand, but they would still. Now, if that's how we learn it today, they would say, wow, Moshe Rabbeinu did not see, and Ben Azai did see.
If he didn't come back, there's no point.
But does it make a difference? For us down here, we would still say that he saw. Moshe Rabbeinu, he never.
Moshe Rabbeinu, if you see, you're not going to be able to live. So
okay, but Moshe Rabbeinu didn't do it. I guess.
You can see anything. When a person passes away, you're right by the Eibushin.
Yeah, but no, you still don't see the Eibushin.
No,
but I don't think you still. I don't think.
I think the Tzedek brings down what was the reason that Cain had the right to kill Hevel. I think that he picked the Shechina too.
But that's what it says. So therefore,
Yeah, Cain killed Hevel, right? So the reason why.
Is it unresolved? Is Azai greater than Moshe Rabbeinu?
no. Mashal says it's not like Rashi says. Rashi says he saw the Shechina, but it could be what you're saying is what Rashi is saying, that he saw the Shechina. That's why he died. But again, we saw from the Gemara itself that it wasn't a punishment. It was really an elevation. Now, the Mashal is saying it.
Who said by Moshe was also a punishment? It's just a fact.
It doesn't say he saw the Shekhinah, it says it's the Tzad Shekhinah.
Yeah, that's what it means. It looked into the direction of the Shekhinah. Zag the Gemara, who was Ben Azai?
Shimon.
Says Shimon Ben Azai. Yeah. Zag the Gemara. Sholas Ben Zoyma. 3 lines from the bottom. They asked Ben Zoyma. Who was Ben Zoyma? They asked Ben Zoyma. Ma'u lisluse kalbo. We know that you're not allowed to be masadas an animal. You're not to castrate, sterilize an animal. What about a dog? A dog that cannot be used for mizbeach anyways. Why can you castrate a dog? Or malahem malisusa kalba can be masadas a kelef. Malahem, he told them ube'artzachem lesasu that you should not do like this in your land. When it says about the sterilizing. It says in your land you shouldn't do that. Whatever, all animals in the land you should not do it. You're not allowed to neuter or what's it called, a dog. Sholas Ben Zoyma. They asked another question to Ben Zoyma. Besula she'ibda mahu. A besula, a girl, a virgin girl. She'ibda, she became pregnant. Ma'al Kohen Gadol. Can she marry a Kohen Gadol? It says that a Kohen Gadol is only a Kohen is allowed to marry an almana. He's not allowed to marry a grusha and a chalutza. But a Kohen Gadol is only allowed to marry a psula. So this girl, she says that she's a psula. And Tosis brings, how did they check exactly? They had a way of checking of putting it on top of a wine barrel, and if the smell came out, they knew that she was a psula. That she was not a psula. If they didn't smell wine in her mouth, they knew that she was not. If her mouth smelled like wine, she was a be'ula. If her mouth did not smell like wine, she was a psula. So basically, what is can a girl that is a psula? We checked she's a psula. Can she marry a Kohen Gadol? Michai Shinon Shmuel. Are we worried about what Shmuel says? The Amar Shmuel says, Yochlan Yiliba, come realize I can do a few be'ilas, beloidam, and I will not cause any bleeding. I will not cause to take away the psula. Basically saying,
Few parshas, like his daughters.
Whatever. So can I? That's what I'm saying. I shouldn't record this. Was she really? Was his mother? Was Utaka?
What are we
Was she-
talking? What are we talking about?
So
We're talking about a woman who wasn't married
She-
but had a kid.
she
Wasn't
is
married
not.
and she's
She's still a psula. She's still a
She
virgin,
still had basulish signs.
But she had a baby?
and she's pregnant.
Yeah.
But that's not possible.
So Shmuel says there's a way to do it, and therefore, do we say if we are worried about Shmuel, then yes, you can't say Ashaloi Hoysalish. You can't say she was never with a man because she was, and she's a psula.
Hagar got, well, that was beer Shayna. That wasn't Shayna.
Yeah. So we Shmuel says there's a way to do it, and basically because there's a way to do it, do we say that this psula it happened that way? Where Shmuel describes it. Or Dilma, maybe the Shmuel Shchir, it's not possible. Only Shmuel knew how to do it.
This is like an artificial insemination.
But that's
That is
like
actually
IVF,
in
like
halacha.
people-
Halacha, when it starts speaking about artificial insemination, this is the Gemara they start quoting, because here, what is the next thing? So what did Ben Azai say?
Test that?
Huh?
The wine wouldn't test that? What Shmuel
Wine
said?
would test if she's a psula or ba'ula.
But what Shmuel did, or just?
No, if a woman is a psula ba'ula, wine would test.
But there's no, like, I don't know. They say sometimes people can say they got went in the water and then something happened.
So Zak the Gemara. So what did Ben Azai say? Ben Azai said, Amalahu, he said the Shmuel Shchich. It's not. But Shmuel says that someone can become pregnant, and stay a psula is not possible. I mean, sorry, someone to become pregnant and do a be'ila without losing the psula is not possible. But something else could happen. She could be a psula. V'chashinan, we're worried. Shema be'ambati ibda. Maybe she was in a bath, and she basically she had IVF.
There you go.
That's what the story with that chick is.
Yeah. V'ama Shmuel said, Kol shichva zeh asher yerek echetz ene mazras. Didn't Shmuel say that any shichva zeh that does not come out like a arrow ene mazras? So after the Gemara that meikor nami yerek echetz. But at the beginning that zera was taka yerek echetz when he came out. So therefore it's a strong zera. And then when he went in, she became pregnant. So basically just showing you how great Ben Azai was without getting sidetracked by all the different details here. It shows how great Ben Azai was, and yeah.
But what was this whole
So
section?
what did he say? What did he say?
He says-
What does this whole section have to do with anything?
No, he's basically showing how the greatness of Ben Azai.
About this, the IVF.
Benzema.
I'm way off topic over here. Like unbelievable.
Ben
Benzema?
Azai. Sure, sorry, Ben Zoyma. Sorry, Ben Zoyma. Sure, Ben Zoyma. Sorry, you're right, Ben Zoyma.
So what did he say in that situation?
He said in the
Between
situation that the only thing we worried about, that a psula that became pregnant, it is possible that she's allowed to be married to a Kohen Gadol because we have a chashash that she became pregnant through her bath.
So she can't.
So
get
she
So
can't?
she could get married to Kohen Gadol because she's still a psula. She was never the man.
But the moment she has that baby, then it's.
So here halacha starts talking about if you do artificial, is it considered isolation or not? So that's a different discussion. If it's not over here, and not we're not in that category. But I'm saying about that. But this is where halacha starts focusing when it comes to these things. This is where halacha starts focusing.
How does that connect with Ben Azai again?
It's just saying how great he was, how great Ben Zayman was before he lost his learning,
Lost his mind.
before he lost his mind.
How do we even get on this whole sugya?
Talking about Ma'aseh Makava, talking about the Eivishter, about the greatness.
Or Nicholas the Partis.
Yeah, people.
In Chutzlars, they're allowed to castrate a dog.
What?
In Chutzlars, they are allowed to.
I
This
think
is
I
Baratzachin.
think it's not. Yeah, but
I think the Rambam Pascha a Yid shouldn't.
I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. You should give it to a guy to do it. You should not do it. But yeah. All right, till here, and next week we'll continue with this.
IVF that
Next.
you're talking about? IVF?
The dog.
You have, yeah.
The dog thing.